In this video, you'll learn how to create simple animations with SVG images. Okay, so I've just brought in an SVG image over here with 3 separate layers, and I'm going to drag and drop it onto the canvas, and I'm going to select to bring it in as elements. Okay, so if I just zoom in over here, I can see my separate layers, and if you like, you can go through and rename them. So let's call this one right, this one called middle, and this one called left. Okay, so you can go through and see them over here. Now you can also go through and click on your SVG shape and click on this color over here, and you can adjust the colors as you like. You can add gradients to them as well if you want to make it like so. So let's go and bring that up like that. So now that I've created my design, I'll just drag these into the middle, and I'm going to create some animations for these. Now you could just go through and select a motion preset. Let's say, for example, scale up like that, and you've got an animation, and you could adjust the rotation point. So right now it's animating from the middle. If I brought it down like this and I selected the bottom, you'll be able to see that it grows up like so. Okay, so you can use these custom presets which speed things up a lot. You could also go through and use something like a distort, like this one for example. They look pretty cool like this, and probably adjusting the duration to make it a bit faster would look really nice. And you could apply the same animation to each of these layers. So let's go and grab this one. I think it was this one, or this one here, and I'll select this one and bring it up. Okay, so if I just go through and drag these over like so. Okay, and you probably want to go through and maybe offset the start point a little bit like this. You could play around with that, and again you probably want to adjust the rotation point for these, each of the same elements, so that they do something like that. Okay, so that's a way you can use motion presets to animate your SVGs. I'm just going to bring these up into the right order that I want to bring them into, and I'm going to zoom in a bit closer. And now what I can do is basically use custom animations to animate them a little bit differently. So if I click on the plus icon, I'm going to animate the scale for this one. I'm going to drag this across over here, and what I'm going to do is set the start scale. So what I'm going to do is go to settings, I'm going to click on the lock icon to open it, and I'm going to adjust this this size over here. So I could either just drag like this down, or I could use the Y and just drag this down as well like that. So it starts at 0, and now it's going to end at the point over here like that. Okay, so the same thing would apply for this one. I'm just going to select it. I'm going to go click on the add animation. I'm going to select scale, just bring this over like so, and I might just go drag this down like that, and you'll be able to see I've got that animation, and then I'll do the same thing over here. Now what I could do is just create one animation and duplicate the 3 layers. That would have been a lot faster. But let me just bring the scale and do this separately as well. So I'll just bring this down, and now you're about to see we've got a really nice looking animation. Now another thing you can do is adjust the easing with custom animation. So you can either right click and click on easing to bring up the easing panel, or you could select the animation and click on the easing icon over here, and this is where you can see the type of easing that you want to use. So you can preview different easings, and these will just make your animation look a little bit different. So if this one, like this one for example, will make it overshoot. So if I just add that same animation to each of the layers, let's go with back, and this one again easing, and I'll select back. So if we play this through, you can see it goes up and then comes down a bit. So again, you can play around with these easings. We've got some really fun ones like elastic, and we plan to add a lot of other extra ones that you can use as well. So yeah, that's how you can go through and create some really cool looking animations using SVG shapes inside CreateStudio.